company or battalion. You can take your camera with a multitude of lenses. You can go on TAC chat and communicate via basically almost like an IM or a text message back to higher headquarters without ever having to get on a radio and actually physically talk.
We don't have to report with pen and paper anymore. We can report using MSID, the cameras, receiving information through that way, sending it back to higher, quicker turnaround, quicker analyzation of the battlefield for the commanders.
The sniper or observer of the team will take pictures or video of what they're observing. That media is downloaded to a laptop and connected to their PRIC 117 radio. The digital information is then transmitted via satellite.
How are you getting this information back to me?
I do have a camera and MSIVs that I would be taking out.
You're telling me you can digitally shoot it back to me early?
Yes, sir.
You're the first one that's told me that capability. That's good.
Another thing you're going to have is you're going to have a base station at the company. Wherever you're trying to send that information, it's going to have an MSID's suite base station to receive that information. So now you have 2 dedicated radios and a dedicated channel along with all the gear on both ends before you can get anything operational. But in the end, when you have it up and working, it's the best asset that you can have out there. It actually brings the people that are sitting on the base, the rest of the Marines inside that command center, it can bring their attention basically to the battlefield without them ever having to leave that COC.
The development of the MSID system has helped to make the sniper more than a weapon. The advanced sniper is the eyes and ears of their commanders, who could be anywhere in the world.
Given the ability and freedom of movement with the satellite communication and way technology is going today, the opportunities for a scout sniper team operating in an area are endless, and utilizing that asset of satellite communication and your MSID suites, now we're afforded better communication and more up-to-date technology and information being passed than we ever had in the past.
Coming up on Modern Sniper, the advanced sniping team uses demolition and close quarters combat tactics to clear urban hides.
Whatever keeps you safe is the things that you got to think about.
Oh, there's a blacked out window. I'm going to launch a rocket in it.
The Army and Marines have developed several team leader courses to teach the tactics of the sniper team and the skills needed to be an advanced sniper. These courses must prepare the snipers for the battlefields of Iraq and Afghanistan, locations where the snipers must remain unseen in urban hides that are often lived in by people who may or may not be hostile. The sniper team must be ready to enter a house, clear it of enemies, and keep it secure. To do this, the advanced sniper has borrowed tactics from police and SWAT to help win the urban battle.
Having served as a sworn police officer, I had the occasion to work with police snipers from different agencies.
.75 up. Last shot.
From the outside looking in, was able to see how they're employed and what their job is and how it relates to what we do.
One shared tactic is the use of demolition.
Our charges are built with hostages in mind. Collateral damage is looked at a little differently in the military than it is in law enforcement. Obviously, they don't want to kill innocent people or hurt innocent people. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but it's way reduced.
In the team leader course, the advanced sniper team will learn what demolitions are available and how destructive they can be.
As far as demolition goes, there's a multitude of things that you can bring with you. Primarily it'd be C4, det cord, time fuse, and an igniter, along with your blasting caps, whether it be non-electrical or electrical. There's different ways you can go about setting up demolition.
C4, the det cord itself can be used for small charges. If you have to gain entry into light-skinned doors, interior rooms, you can use that det cord.
The advanced sniper learns to go beyond the obvious uses for demolitions and identifies each member of the team and what they could use explosives for. A loophole is a small opening that the sniper uses to aim and fire through without being detected. If there is not already a loophole in the building, then the assistant team leader may create one with a string of det cord coiled in a spiral.
You can coordinate with other units, have a distraction over here while you blow a small charge here to create a loophole for you to utilize instead of just staring out the window. Now you have to make them fight like you fight. They have to be a trained observer now. and they have to look for disturbances in the baseline instead of just, oh, there's a blacked out window, I'm going to launch a rocket in it.
While the assistant team leader is preparing his loophole, the security element is using demolitions to protect the team. The team leader course teaches the snipers how to build protective explosives, but it is up to the security member of the team to decide how and when to use them.
Some things you need to think about, though, if you're using explosives, is if you're in an occupied hide, you got to take that family's safety into consideration as well. You're not there to cause, harm to anybody except the enemy.
I always felt safer having the human aspect out there as my security, rather than, I'm going to set up a claymore, a child walks into the house, or a grenade, a child comes in.
Wherever you set that device, you're not just going to set and leave it. You're going to set it, and then you're going to have a Marine watching that area. So if it is a combatant or something like that, then, hey, he lets him walk into the device and then goes to town from there.
The security may also choose to use demolitions to protect the team as they leave the hide.
In my experience, you got people maneuvering on you. Something just happened. They know where people are, and they're not stupid. They know that was a precision shot. They know there's somebody vital here. They don't know who it is, but they know it's somebody that needs to be eliminated. So a lot of times we would exit the building, go around the back of the building and place a charge on the wall. All these compounds in Iraq have huge walls around them. So we would maintain a covered position, maintain security, put a charge on that wall, and blow an exit route out the back of the wall using demolitions. That's something we did time and time again.
Demolitions are often used to gain access to buildings the sniper teams need to occupy.
We could use a donut charge that goes around the door handle and defeats the locking mechanism. We could utilize a slider charge that goes along the door hinges and defeats the door that way. Multiple breaching charges. A linear charge will defeat an interior door.
All right, stand by. Fire in the hole, fire in the hole, fire in the hole.
Once they are in the door, each member of the team begins methodically clearing the building. This system of clearing and moving through the rooms is its own unique style of fighting known as CQB, or close quarter battle.
Everybody's an infantryman, so they have to know how to do it once for all. You can't just run into a building and say, okay, I'm taking over. You got to know how to clear the points that you need to be cleared.
You always want to have the element of surprise because you don't want them to know you're coming. So basically you just, as soon as you make that first entry, you just go, 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 go.
To make that first entry, the security member of the team will breach the door.
Your rear guy will pop that door and you're first in. Yeah, either going to be your team leader, or I chose myself. I was usually the second in that door because that way I could have direct control. If you start going in there and a machine gun opens up, you hear that rock and you can at least get him out and back.
How fast the team clears the building depends on whether it is day or night. At night, the advanced sniper will use a soft clear in which they will move slowly and secretly from room to room.
Soft clears are what we generally focus on.
You'd like to go in at night because obviously the element of surprise.
Use whatever method we need to gain entry into the courtyard itself, whether it be bolt cutters or just jumping over the wall. Then you gain entry into the actual courtyard. In our case, we had 2 automatic riflemen, which were saw gunners. And then you have another guy in the team that's going to maintain security down on the bottom floor and take care of the family.
Watch out. Watch where you're walking, Jack. Take the door on the left. Take the door on the left.
Once you gain entry into the building, the other 3-man, the team leader, the ATL, or whoever the 3rd man is, that OP team's going straight upstairs to do work and clear upstairs.
You want to be as quiet as possible, checking for tripwires and traps and stuff like that, and make sure you're watching around so no one sees that you're going in there. And
utilizing your NVGs and your IR floodlights, you're doing a soft clear of the room and making sure there's nothing booby-trapped, nothing fishy. The family's taken care of, and like I said, the security team's taken care of downstairs, and the OP team's clearing everything on its way upstairs to set up their OP and conduct observation.
While the sniper teams prefer nighttime operations, there are situations where they are forced to clear buildings during the day.
Say you were on a patrol with a regular platoon or a regular squad, and you ended up getting contact, and the target was too far for the regular infantrymen to hit, so the snipers would have to run inside of a building to get a better shot at them, work their way to the roof, or to a window, or anything like that. So they'd have to be able to clear the room as fast as they're moving.
Going in there to clear, and it's hostile, you're not going to go in there slow. You're going to go in there and make sure you clear that building.
You go in fast, and you keep that pace. You know, obviously there's going to be obstacles and stuff. You just have to adapt as quick as you can.
You own that room. You're in there, you secure that room. You're not hanging out, you're moving on to the next room.
You go from room to room, stairway to stairway, and door to door, closet to closet. It's just, everything needs to be cleared before you try to set up your position.
When the room is clear, when the area is secured, then it's saying, okay, Roger, now my security's in place. Let's start setting up our OP.
After safely entering and clearing their urban hide, the advanced sniper team can begin their primary mission. They are watching, taking notes, and waiting for the opportunity to strike. Coming up on Modern Sniper.
You're able to see out and nobody sees 6 Marines sitting on a hillside.
The sniper has learned several new tricks to keep themselves safe.
What fire support is just indiscriminately dropping ordnance. It's got to be used to shape that battlefield.
As team leader courses in the Army and Marines focus on building up the size and skill set of the advanced sniper team, they must also begin to adapt their safety and survival methods to meet the demands of today's conflicts. The well-being of the advanced sniper depends on every member of the team, whether they are setting up camouflage, calling in fire support, or taking a shot. Each member's unique skill set offers solutions that help ensure their safety and survival.
Once you've mastered the art of being able to blend in with your environment, then truly you understand the art of camouflage, and that's exactly what it is. It's an art.
What it all comes down to is hiding what will stick out to the enemy.
The biggest target indicator on the human being is the head, neck, and shoulders area. It's the most identifiable features on a person from a distance.
To effectively hide, the sniper will adjust his camouflage to match his surroundings. When they are in a building, that could be as simple as a sheet draped over his head and gun. The advanced sniper team does not stop their training at urban hides. They must be prepared to use a number of techniques that make them look like the jungle or the desert.
To be an effective sniper, understanding camouflage and how it works and what can be seen and what can't be seen, that takes a great deal of time to become proficient with and to understand.
No matter what the terrain, snipers will help each other construct their camouflage. In a forest environment, the first line of defense is the ghillie suit. If the team is working in the desert, then their camo must match the sand around them.
During daylight operations, we utilized chicken wire.
Different techniques that I've used, from using Arctic Overwhites that I dye, sheets that I dye, spray paint, and then put a spray adhesive, some talky sand on it.
And with that chicken wire, it's big enough for your team, so that way in the daytime, when the sun comes up, you lay that over your team, and now you are the rocks.
With this technique, the snipers will assist each other in assembling and entering the hide. Teamwork is key in making sure that every part of the sniper is properly camouflaged.
We need a big chunk of transplant right in front of the main loophole.
Roger, I got it.
Right on the right side as it comes up.
Here's like 3 shadows right there.
That'll complete the effect.
And now, through the chicken wire being crinkled and whatnot, you're able to see out and nobody sees 4 Marines or 6 Marines sitting on a hillside.
Of course, camouflage is not the only way to stay concealed from the enemy. Snipers in Afghanistan have learned that taking positions high in the mountains can be an ideal place to stay concealed while affording a commanding perspective on the battlefield. However, taking a shot from a high-angle position can be one of the greatest marksmanship challenges in sniping.
That's something that if you've never done it before, that's a whole different breed of marksmanship, is high-angle shooting. If you've never done a high-angle shoot before, and you step out there and you think it's going to be the same as shooting flatline distance, then you're sadly mistaken. There's a lot more variables that go into it. Because, I mean, you're looking up, and whatever this is, it is what it is, but the bullet's only affected by gravity for this distance here. So this could be 600 yards, but whatever this angle is, you got to think that angle is compensating for the horizontal distance.
Snipers use the Pythagorean theorem to adjust the angle of the shot. They know the C side of a triangle is the distance from them to their target. They use this and the angle of their shot to figure out the distance of the B side of their triangle. They then subtract b squared from c squared to find a squared. The a distance is what they use to